Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the broadcast here at Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium tonight. Big V Championship men's basketball between the Gippsland United and the Wyndham team. My name is Matt Royal and I will be your play-by-play commentator tonight, and joining me alongside me I have Sarah George. Welcome, Sarah.
Hello, thank you.
We're in for a bit of a contest tonight, I think. We've got, obviously, Gippsland sitting in position 8 on the ladder with a 1-2 record. But Wyndham, sitting down the bottom, 0-3 at the moment. They've had a bit of a tough season so far.
That's right. We've lost the last game. It was pretty brutal against Melbourne last week. I think it could be anybody's game. We both seem very excited for a win.
That's it. And look, the crowd's slowly building in here tonight. We had a beautiful Anzac ceremony presentation earlier tonight at about 6:30, and I think both teams have taken the energy from that, and hopefully we'll see that transpire from tip-off.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of new players for Gippsland United as well, so I think having a couple of fresh, excited faces on the court is going to help us as well tonight. Certainly.
Gippsland, a couple injured, which means a couple of the Youth League players get the opportunity to come up and play with the Championship men's side, but also opportunity for their bench players to have a bit of an opportunity. As you see on the screen now, we've got our starters. They're all in. We'll start with the Wyndham team. We've got Miller, Faraday, Bensley, Stevakoski, Cotton, Black. That game's going to get me tonight. And then for our home, Gippsland United, we've got Brown, Johns, and a couple others that I have just missed. So we've got 1 minute to go here in the venue. Scott McKenzie's obviously got the team together, and by all accounts, they want to play fast tonight. Yep.
Last week, after our loss to Melbourne, he posted on our Instagram account that he'd like to work on our defensive plays as well tonight.
And then obviously I had a chat with Stuart, the Wyndham coach, earlier tonight. They're limited in numbers as well. Got a few youth league players having an opportunity. But the talk for there was to play fast and move the ball. So, both teams wanting to play fast, move the ball. It's going to be a quick game by the sounds of things.
Got to keep up.
It's going to be a fun one. We've got 16 seconds. Both coaches are giving the last instructions before they can take the court. And there's a hell of a lot of people around the Gippsland huddle, but then you look down at the Wyndham bench and pretty much just the players, the coach and the team manager. So we'll see how that one goes tonight. I know togetherness and spacing the floor were other key messages from Stuart.
It'll be interesting to see who can last the whole game. I certainly couldn't. Been on court all night.
Yeah, that's it. And look, again, Anzac Day. Who doesn't want to play on Anzac Day? Yeah. Bring that Anzac spirit. Gives you that little bit more motivation, that little bit more energy as we get ready to tip off here in the Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. Stevakoski's going to be in the middle. Sorry. My apologies. Miller and Brown are both going to contest this jump ball. And here we go. Tip underway. Gippsland with possession. Johns at the top, setting the tone for the offense. Into Burkick, down low. Going to use his muscle.
Oh.
Nice little hook shot. Rolls around the rim. Wyndham down the floor. Back into the post. Miller, same move as Burkick, and he's able to finish. Brown, bad pass, retrieves it back, ducks it off to Barlow. Nice little 2 points there from Barlow. Opens his account. Black with the ball, throws it across to Cotton. Cotton back with it, 5 seconds on the shot clock, lets it go from deep, and it drops. As much as we said both teams are wanting to play fast, they're using the majority of the shot clock. Washington pulls up, misses. Burkick with the rebound. Out to Brown. Gives a handoff to Washington, who releases from three. Great little handoff play by the two players there from Gippsland United. Stevakoski out to Cotton, who goes inside himself, misses. Burkick, the big fella with the rebound. The referee there calls a foul. Foul there, gone, signalled on Cotton. So both teams are utilising set plays in their halves at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what happens when this game speeds up a little, whether we see these half-court stats stay as they are. Brown into Burkick. Back out to the top to Johns for referees unsure. Misses. Pushed. Wyndham pushing the ball, as we spoke about pre-game. movement. Benny Barlow gets his hands in there. Able to be retrieved by Nick Black, who dishes out to Faraday Bensley outside the three-point line. However, he puts his feet on the sideline. Unfortunately, turns the ball over for Wyndham. Cotton putting plenty of pressure up the court on Johns there, who dishes to Barlow. Very lazy pass there from Barlow. Brown takes it himself, throws it up, looks to be bailed out. That does not happen. Wyndham down the floor very fast. Missed layup, and here we go. Gippsland, here we go. This is what we're talking about, the fast play. Washington goes all the way, draws the foul. Foul there called on Cotton again. He's 2 in the first 3 minutes. It's not the news that Coach Stewart wanted to see occurring in the first couple of minutes of play.
Especially not with the big bench either.
No, as we have a quick look across to their bench, there's 4 players. They're down to 9 for tonight's game. Washington drops the first to give United the lead. It'll be the first time United have led tonight. Makes the second on a bit of an ugly free throw there. Black bringing it up the court for Wyndham. Over to Stavkovsky, who turns the ball over. Washington pushing the pace. Brown throws it down, gives him a big stare down as well. Stavkovsky goes all the way to the layup, misses. Ball comes off the fingertips of Wyndham and will head to Gippsland. Benny Barlow, the captain of Gippsland, inbounds that ball there. Washington to bring it up. Nice little crossover, floating layup, bang. He's going to nearly do that all night, I believe.
I'm all right with that.
Black brings the ball up. Dribbles it out of bounds, and the referees say that ball is going to stay here with Wyndham. Gippsland with a 6-point lead. Inside to Miller. Nice little hook shot the way he started the game. Goes down the other end. Johns brings the ball up with some heavy pressure. Washington with that ball, looking to break the keyway from the top. Out to Brown, who jab steps, pulls back for the 3, misses. Cotton driving, pushing the ball. Miller, shot fake, get Burkick in the air. Shoots the 2. We'll go to the line for 1. Nice little play there by Wyndham, pushing the ball. That's the speed they want to play with.
Benny Barlow and Burkick are doing a wonderful job in defence at the moment.
They certainly are. Burkick gets his first foul, and Scott McKenzie calls him to the bench and says, Joel Winderlich, go in and have a crack for us.
Of course, both of those boys, I believe, have been chosen for the Big V Select against China on Tuesday.
Miller misses. We'll touch back on that Big V Select team later on in the game. We've got Brown driving to the rack, drawing the foul. It's a nice little drive there, and the foul is being awarded to Miller. He's first. We've got blood, by the looks of things, on Brown and on the basketball. So I would suspect Brown to check out of the game here. And it looks like Scott McKenzie is asking for clarification of the referees here, but Riley Moore, who will check into the game, not having a single second to his name. And he's going to go to the free throw line to take these free throws as our score table officials work out our spare ball, which is now in play, and I believe referees may have now spotted some blood on the court. So we are going to have a short break here as we get that blood cleaned up. Both teams will go to the bench, however they're being instructed to stay on the court. So the game so far has been a bit up and down. Both teams have showed potential. However, Gippsland got out to a 6-point lead, and Wyndham have now reduced that back to 2. It's been an interesting tussle.
I think it'll be an interesting game if we lose the first quarter as well. Last week we let Melbourne go for 42 points in the first quarter, so hopefully the boys get a little bit of a morale boost in this game, take the first quarter win.
It was a tough quarter
last
week with, I believe it was Joel Rhymes shooting the 7 3-pointers from behind the arc in the first quarter. I know when I switched it on, it was about 30 seconds to go, and I had to find out what had happened, what had gone on, because I couldn't believe the 42 points.
No, it was nuts.
That Melbourne had shot. So I
think it was like 12 rebounds in the first quarter too for Melbourne. It was a very impressive quarter for them. Unfortunately, not so much for us.
Well, that's it, and obviously Melbourne were able to get the win. What was that, 28 points? But Wyndham travelled to Sunbury, and look, I guess the 0-3 record from Wyndham probably is a little bit hard to read into. They've had losses to Sunbury, McKinnon, Bellarine. When you look at the ladder at the moment, Sunbury second, McKinnon third, Bellarine fourth. So they've had a pretty tough fixture to start the season off, and the wins haven't had anything close, let's call it. McKinnon 10-point game, we probably should call that a close one, but everything else has been a bit of a tough battle for Wyndham, that is. Whereas Gippsland, on the other hand, started the season off very well, coming against our rivals down the highway in Pakenham, which was a good win. But then have been on the road for the last 2 rounds and haven't been able to record the W. However, the game against Shim City, who are on top of the ladder at the moment, was a cracker of a game. Went down pretty much to the wire, 3 points. I think Gippsland showed they can match it with the competition with their performance that day. Obviously, a few injuries have now occurred and a few players out, so hopefully they return to their home floor tonight and can get the win. But again, Wyndham have travelled the distance, and they don't want to go home empty-handed either. So
that's it.
It seems like all the blood has now been cleaned off the court. We're going to step to the free throw line for Riley Moore to shoot 2. Missed the first.
Moore, who's had a great few weeks as well. We've seen his praises in round 1 and last week. People were very impressed with how he did.
Makes the second to tick Gippsland's score to 12 points. As Stevakovsky brings the ball up. But lazy pass to Black, which goes out of bounds. As we see Brown, who is all taped back up. Blood has stopped. Referee's going to double check back into the game as Michael Johns takes a well-deserved rest. Washington into the post to Brown. Will we see that little floater from there? No. Goes out to Barlow. To Washington. Drives baseline. Throws it up. Straight over that ring. The rebound there to Stevakovsky. As Faraday Bensley brings it up with a fair bit of pressure there by Moore, who goes back to Stevakovsky, who dishes out to Black. That's a better pass than before. And Black goes, thank you. Here is 3 points for us to tie the game. We've had plenty of ties throughout the game so far. I think that break has definitely shifted the momentum. Barlow for 3, misses. United battle for the ball, win it back. Benny Barlow drives baseline, fumbles it out of bounds. We're going to go back down the other end. Wyndham ball. Gippsland bringing the pressure here. Full court, making it tough for Wyndham. Stavikoski grabs the ball, goes back to Black. Black with plenty of pressure, gets it over the half. On ball screen on the wing. Stolen by Benny Barlow. Look at the pressure. Still loose though. Recovered by Wyndham. Stolen by Morhu. Washington to now settle the troops. Goes to Winderlick, who shot fakes, drives, ducks in, layup off the glass for 2. Nice little move there by Winderlick, got his defender in the air and then scooped underneath. As Black again brings it up with a fair bit of pressure. Dribbles it off his foot. Out of bounds, Gippsland ball. It's going to be a tough game if Black's bringing it up with that pressure all game, especially with the depth of bench for Wyndham. It's going to be a tough night if that's the case. Barlow on the wing, hands off to Morhu, who drives, dishes to Winderlick, spins into trouble, and there's Black. Sticks his hand in, steals the ball. Quick pass up to Miller, who has had it hacked out of his hands, and the referee's called a foul. Foul there goes to Washington, who's going to be his first personal.
How nice are these Anzac jerseys? They look lovely.
They're a nice jersey, aren't they? Inbound from Wyndham. Faraday Bensley dishes to Miller, who misses from behind the arc. Benny Barlow brings it up. Hits a little bit of pressure at the 3-point line. Dishes to Morhu, who misses the ring. Wyndham running the floor. Stavikoski shot. Heavy defence. Gippsland down the other end. Brown, step back 3 goes, thank you.
Good play.
Fast break points right there. Here is Nick Black, bringing it up again. Heavily guarded by Morhu. Goes out to Stavikoski, who's looking. A lot of movement in the keyway from Wyndham. Not a lot of ball movement. There's the movement. Ball goes to Black. Calls for an on-ball screen from Miller, who receives it in the paint. Scores the basket and draws the foul. Foul there called on Ben Barlow. And one opportunity there for Wyndham as Benny Barlow goes down and has a seat. We welcome to the court Mitch Evans, and then Stavikoski has the seat for Wyndham, and Nian, big centre, checks in. Miller from the line goes bang. 17:15 here at Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. Beautiful Saturday night on Anzac Day. Anzac Day hoops, how good is that? Evans for 3. Quick on the court. Winderlick with the rebound. Up he goes for a lazy 2 points there. Winderlick.
Got some really interesting matchups going.
Morhu, plenty of pressure there on Black, who moves the ball on to Faraday Bensley, who dishes into Miller. Great pass. Miller with the shot, potentially blocked there by Brown as Washington goes the other way. Blocked by Faraday Bensley, and Miller. Fast break down the other end. Misses. Black grabs the rebound, puts it back up for 2. This ball starts going in the hole, and we'll have a high-scoring game of basketball as Winderlick hesitates, shot fakes, sweeps through. Nice little left-hand touch there, moving the defender around to get that open shot.
Is that fast-paced basketball they wanted?
Sure is. Black brings the ball up, off to Cotton, who goes in to Nian, who shoots, misses everything. United bring it up the other way. Riley Moore, pushing the ball. Fumbles it, loses the handle, picks it up. Called for a foot violation for gathering with his foot. As we go down the other end, Lucas Koch checking in the game for Wyndham as Cotton has a seat. Important last minute here for Wyndham to stay within reach. Certainly do not want this game to blow out.
Burkeck's also come in for Bryce Brown, who's gone out for a little break.
Nice little break there with a minute to go, given them that extended break with quarter time on the horizon. Black dishes to Faraday Bensley, who pulls up. Nice little fadeaway, hits the back of the iron and goes in. 21-19, 40 seconds to go. Washington wheeling and dealing. Out to Evans, who flicks it onto Moore, misses. Washington with the rebound. Hook shot made. You would have seen Burkick there, just hanging at the top of the three-point line, saying, "Give it to me, boys, I'm going to shoot this."
Burkick got player of the game last week, 20 points.
He loves that little three-point shot.
Sure does.
As Nian drives. Burkick, good defense. Offensive rebound there by Koch. Misses. Moore, with 7 to go, slowly brings it down the court. Throws the ball to Burkick, and Burkick was unaware that it was intended for him and let it go out of bounds. Wyndham, 2.8 on the clock here. What can they come up with leading into quarter time? Miller is going to heave it, misses everything, and that is quarter time. Gippsland United 23, Wyndham 19. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the action for the second quarter and maybe a quick review of the first very soon. Welcome back. As you can see on your screen now, leading scorers is Malik Miller for Wyndham with a game-high 9. Closely followed by Washing and Winderlick from Gippsland. It's been an up-and-down quarter. Reasonably fast-paced game. A bit erratic at times as well. Yeah. But, 23-19, you can't say scoring hasn't happened, because it has. However, we look at the percentage for both teams, and field goals is 45% for Gippsland and 44% for Wyndham. I would have thought that would have been a little bit less with the erratic shots that we've had. However, you then go down the page a little bit further and you have a look at the turnovers. Wyndham have 6 and Gippsland have 4, so we've had 10 turnovers in the first quarter.
Does not surprise me at all.
which is extend the game. Gippsland currently leading the rebounds 12-9 as well, so we'll just wait and see who returns to the court for this second quarter. But I think both message from both coaches is to continue that fast pace. Let's try and steady the ship, get good looks. Fast-paced basketball is the way both teams want to play, though.
Less half-court passes. They seem super dangerous at the moment. Benny Barlow's deflected a few of them. The last thing we need is more turnovers.
And it looks like Gippsland are going to continue bringing that heat as they did in the first quarter, with pretty much a full court pressure. And this time it's Stevkoski off to Miller, who goes to Cotton, who's returned to the court. Stevkoski is calling for the on-ball screen. He gets it, goes around, drives, dishes, can't get it out to Cotton. Burkick intercepts. Washington fast down the court. Couldn't get the shot. Dishes to Moore, who goes to Burkick. Burkick shock fakes from outside the 3-point line. Drives to the rack and gets the 2 to open his account for the night, which is quite strange that Burkick's shooting his first 2 points during the second quarter.
Had a lot of looks.
Cotton with the drive, misses. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it to roll in. Gippsland push it up the other way. Morhu just pulls up. Whack. Thank you for coming. Riley Morhu with the 3, which causes Wyndham to have a very, very early timeout here in the second quarter. Gippsland extend the lead to 28-19. We talk about the fast-paced basketball, and Gippsland have just done that. They've just come out of the gates and taken it to Wyndham to really extend that lead. It's given them the biggest scoring lead for the game.
I think, unfortunately, we learnt the hard way from last week. Melbourne was forcing some fast-paced basketball, and we just couldn't keep up. So seeing this tonight's really nice.
And just have a look. Cotton obviously returned to the floor just now with 2 fouls. It's going to be a big point for Wyndham to ensure we can keep him out of foul trouble and to keep him on the court as long as possible. You know, him sitting there with 3 points is going to be a really big driver for them because. And Nick Black, you know, only having the 5 points, he's been leading this. He's leading the average scoring for Wyndham significantly. Shouldn't say that he's not leading. Miller is leading. He's second. So Miller's again 9 points. Got to be happy with that contribution for Wyndham.
Yeah.
Then we look over at Gippsland, who's leading the scoring for the season, and that's Washington, averaging 13 points a game, and he's already got 9. So he's potentially going to go above his average tonight as we welcome the players back to the floor. Black to Cotton. Gets it inside, back out to Cotton. Black, shot fake, drives. Gives it to Stavkovsky, who misses the 3-point attempt, and we have a foul on the rebound. It's going to go against Mitch Evans in the rebound contest. Wyndham to inbound from their baseline. Joel Winderlich gets his hands in there, deflects it back out of bounds. That was a very, very dangerous pass across the court. As the referee beckons Black to head out where the ball went out, rather than be under the backboard in the keyway. Stavosky for 3 misses. Chased down by Gippsland, who bring it fast pace into Burkick, who dishes out to Washington. Shot fake, drive to the elbow. Pulls back to Morhu, who gets an on-ball screen from Burkick. Dish back out to Washington for 3. Misses. Cotton with the rebound. Goes to Black, who goes back to Cotton. Black to steady the ship, the top of the keyway. Faraday Beasley with the bad pass.
Nice.
And we see right there that Cotton having 2 fouls. Can't really contest the fast break attempt there by Washington, who takes the easy 2. Cotton with the ball. Back to Black. Them two are passing to each other quite a lot at the moment. Who's Faraday Bensley, who nearly fumbles it out of court. Taps it to Black, who goes to Stavkovsky. Misses the open 3. Morhu pushes it up the floor. Quick dish to Washington, who pulls up. Misses. Wyndham down the other end, though. Cotton has a look. Decides to give it off to Stavkovsky, who decides to give it off to Black, who shoots the 3. Just can't find the ring. Miller turns around, shoots, misses. The Wyndham team just can't find the ring down that end of the court.
It was a bit brutal. It's hard to watch.
Morhu from deep. Misses the ring. Just hits the backboard as Wyndham push it fast pace up the other end. Bit of an alley-oop. Alley-oop pass there from Cotton is no good. Good defense by Gippsland there with a block. Wyndham are lucky there to have the ball.
Very impressive from Winderlick.
As we have another timeout here called on the floor. Looks like the timeout was called by Wyndham. No timeouts left for Wyndham. So 2 timeouts in the first 3 minutes 10 of basketball. Very interesting there. Stewart obviously would like to see some things change, and that being scoring. They 19 points. They haven't scored a lot this quarter compared to Gippsland, who have run away this quarter, at least anyway.
They're getting it down their end. They just can't find that hoop.
Wyndham's shooting percentage went from that 44-45 range, as we suggested at quarter time. They're now shooting 33% from the field, so it does show a little bit there. And the turnover rate for them has gone up to 8, so 2 turnovers in the first couple of minutes is, again, potentially why Coach Stewart's called these 2 couple of timeouts to get things rolling. Hopefully they can find the bucket off this set play.
Just before the timeout, we've had Winderlick go to the bench as well for a little break, and Morhu, Bryce and Johns are out. Bryce Brown, Michael Johns.
As the referee gives the ball to Wyndham. Inbound to Miller, who shoots and is fouled in the process.
Crowd did not like that.
He'll go to the charity strike for 2. It was a bit of a late call. We were probably lucky being on this broadcast side that we could actually get a bit of a side-on view, and it was probably contact there. Burkick obviously wasn't happy with it. Miller misses the first. Maybe ball don't lie. One from 3 so far, Miller tonight. Make that 2 from 4, 50%.
Not bad.
Gippsland bring it up.
Oh.
Erratic pass there from Johns. Sideline saves him. It'll be Gippsland ball on the sideline. Johns into Burkick. Back to Johns. Washington ends up with the ball. Gives it to Brown, who floats in, misses. Whoa! And Cotton. The ball just bounced a bit high for him as he went to dish it off. Was unfortunately called for a travel. Johns up top, gives it to Washington. Washington's going to run the set play here. 8 on the shot clock. Into Brown, who throws a very erratic pass straight over the top of Washington's head, which goes out of bounds. It's going to be Wyndham ball as we have some subs occur for Gippsland. $14 on the shot clock here for Wyndham. What can they come up with? Black with the double screen is fouled by Evans. Black at the top, same thing. Double screen, chooses not to use it. Gives it to Stevakovsky, who puts his foot on the line and goes, I'll take 2. Oh, Johns with another turnover. That's 2 quick turnovers to Gippsland.
There we go again.
Does a really good job of getting that one back. It goes to Brown and goes, wham, bam, thank you. And the kids on the baseline absolutely loving it.
Eating it up.
10-point lead to Gippsland. Oh, step back through the legs. Goes to work on Barlow. Faraday Bensley for 2.
Good hustle from Benny Barlow.
Barlow catches the pass from Brown and shoots it into the side of the backboard. Wyndham running, as Coach Stewart would have said. 3-point attempt there, misses. Miller grabs the offensive rebound. Faraday Bensley goes hard to the rack, is met at the ring. No foul called. Burkitt grabs the rebound, and then the referee blows a foul there on Miller. That's Miller's second personal as we have some subs. Cotton sits down to have a rest. And Sewer checks in for his first minutes of the game. Johns brings Gippsland into their half-court set. Skip pass to Evans is another erratic one. That's a couple of erratic passes there from Johns in the last couple of minutes, and Evans has done his best to try and control that. However, turns the ball over. Black to bring it up with that pressure again. He's had it for 15 minutes now. Coach Scott's going to say you can have it for 20. Back in Black's hands. Sewer for 3. Misses. Faraday Bensley with the rebound and lays it in for 2.
Might just be the bucket they needed.
Wyndham are slowly on their way back. 6-point deficit. Gippsland trying to steady the ship. Johns for 3. Misses. Black with the big rebound. Wyndham pushing the ball again.
Oh, Barlow.
Good defense there from Benny Barlow. Sewer throws it straight into his hands. Tries to retrieve the ball but grabs him. The referee goes, that's a foul. Joel Winderlich checking back into the game for Gippsland. Johns bringing the ball up. 4 passes around the keyway, and it's coming back the other side. Gippsland are struggling to get their ball movement with this zone at the moment. Benny Barlow drives in, pulls up, misses. But we got Bryce Brown there for the tip-in. Wyndham have dropped back into a zone, which is interesting. Black driving to the rack. Has a fair bit of contact. And unfortunately travels. Referee says that's a travelling violation.
I'm enjoying the Barlow-Black matchup.
It's a very good matchup, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Brown turns around, misses that jump shot. Black trying to steady the ship for Wyndham. Miller at the top of the keyway. What's he got? Goes back to Black with the on-ball, with the dish, and an extra pass. And another extra pass for Miller from 3. Sewer battling hard in there and wins the ball back.
Some really great passes in that play.
Wyndham to have another 14 seconds on the shot clock. 3 minutes. Just over 3 minutes to play in this second quarter. Goes into Miller, who pretty much puts the ball in the ring, and then all of a sudden it just pops out.
Something to do with that ball.
Couldn't have been in there any further, I don't reckon.
No.
As Barlow finds himself in the corner for 3. Misses. Wyndham pushing it up into Miller, who's working tough there against Winderlich, and turns around and gets a lovely score. Out to 12 points there for Miller for the game, leading the Wyndham team. Johns on the wing, goes into Brown. Brown, little bit of a post move, spin move, goes with the left hook and goes, thank you. 2 points. There's that pressure again on the ball by Gippsland. Sewer coming off a couple of on-ball screens. Goes to Faraday Bensley, who misses that 3-point attempt, and Gippsland now pushing the pace.
Wyndham's really upped their pressure down our end.
Winderlich shot fake, drives, misses, grabs the own rebound, has another go. This time is fouled in the process by Black. That's his first foul as he goes to the bench for a well-deserved break, as does Miller. With 1 minute 50 to go, both them boys will probably sit for the rest of this quarter and have that extended break going into halftime. Winderlich at the line, misses the first.
Washington's come on for us as well.
Misses the second. Wouldn't mind a juicy Hungry Jack's cheeseburger for 2 misses. Pity it's the home team. As Stivakovsky drives to the rack, draws the M1 play. Nice little shot high off the backboard, gets to drop. He'll go to the line to convert the M1 play as we see some subs coming in for Gippsland. Moore, who coming back onto the court to give Johns a little rest. Stivakovsky misses that free throw. Wyndham shooting 40% from the free throw line. As Barlow launches one from the corner. Misses, and he was disappointed about that. He just wants one to drop. Drive baseline by Wyndham. Turns the ball over. Washington pushing it. Barlow.
Come on, Benny.
Makes the right decision to kick it out.
Oh.
As Washington launches for 3. Grabs his own rebound. With a minute to go, Winderlich drives. Draws the foul. Foul called on Neon, which is his first. And after that foul, he's going to go to the bench. No, that's Kwani going to the bench. After a little short stint there. Winderlich misses another free throw. Makes the second. Taking his total to 7 for the game. Stivakovsky with the ball, driving, lays it in, and draws the foul. Great little drive there. Winderlich copping his first foul.
Brings us to 5 fouls as a team.
Stivakovsky with the bonus. Leaves it short. Brown grabs the rebound. Gives it to Morhu, who's pushing it up the court. Wyndham still in this zone. Washington, top of the keyway, trying to drive through the zone, which he does. Little left-hand layup off the ring to the glass and into the hoop. Nice little play there. Wyndham have the ball. 17 on the shot clock. 20 on the game clock. Faraday Bensley with a 3. Barlow grabs the rebound. He's got 6. Going coast to coast. Out to Morhu, who shoots with 1 to go.
Oh.
That doesn't drop. That's halftime, folks. Gippsland 39, Wyndham 32. Bit of a fast-paced quarter, that one. Still a little bit of erratic. Turnovers are still occurring. Gippsland definitely slowed theirs down to finish. Well, they had 3 in that quarter, whereas Wyndham increased and they had 7. So players head to the break, and we'll come back with you shortly to recap the first half and
Going to watch me some putting.
We do have some putting coming up for those that are going to stick around. Stadium 34, halftime putt. Looking forward to it. As we welcome everyone back to the action here at the Gippsland Regional Indoor Sports Stadium. Gippsland United 39 to Wyndham 32 in our championship men's game here tonight. We might go around the courts a little bit here with the, for those Wyndham fans out there, the Youth League 2 women played earlier today, and if you haven't seen the result, unfortunately they lost. Going down to Surf Coast, 53 to 67, and the Division 1 women also unfortunately had a loss. This time to Camberwell, 54 to 77. So hopefully for the Wyndham crew,
one of them can bring them home.
Their champ men or their Youth League men, who tick off in just short of 10 minutes for their games tonight, can get a win on the board. And I guess for those fans watching at home who are Gippsland United supporters, our Youth League 3 men are away tonight in Bellarine and have had a really good start to the game, which obviously was delayed for some reason. Meant to tip off at 7:30, and we're only 3 minutes into the first quarter.
You're up.
7 to 10, so Gippsland leading that game. As we look to recap some of the first half here before we get our players back on the court, we've got Miller and Stevakovsky leading the way for Wyndham with 12 points and 6 points. And then we've got 3 for Gippsland, Brown, Washington and Winderlick. Brown with 11, Washington with 10 and Winderlick with 7. But as it was sort of mentioned in the crowd here, turnovers have played a big part of the game, which both teams need to clean up. We get underway here, the second half, as Burkick tries to force the pass, nearly turns it over. Gets a nice pass there to Washington, who gets his defender off the ground with a shot fake. Is able to draw the foul. Looks like that one has gone to Black. That's his second personal for the game, as Washington rolls to the line for 2. Makes the first. Makes the second. We're keeping a bit of an eye on Brown for this game. He's nearing a double-double with 7 rebounds to go with his 11 points. So a few more rebounds, and there's a double-double for him. As Black feeds it in to Miller, who cops some heavy contact after the foul. Obviously only accidental. Foul there called on Burkick. He's third. Coach Scott goes, come and sit down. 3 fouls, 9.5 minutes still to go in the third. We are not risking you. As Winderlick checks into the game for Gippsland. Cotton to Stevakovsky to Faradale Bensley. Back out for 3, misses. Miller competes for the rebound. Unfortunately has it stripped from his hands as Johns pushes the pace to Barlow. Back out to Washington. Unfortunately, Washington can't do anything with that 3. Stevakovsky brings it up into Miller. Spin mill over the top of Winderlick. Misses. Black battles hard for the rebound. Out to Cotton to reset. Stevakovsky drives. Dishes to Miller, who's fouled in the process of trying to score, and he'll go to the line. Referee awarding the foul there to Brown. His first personal for the night. Both teams' field goal percentages significantly dropped. Both of them down to under 40 as Miller misses his first at the line. Very short. Makes his second though. As United push the floor. Winderlich driving. Dishes out to Johns. For 3. Bang. Yes. Thank you very much, says Michael Johns. Oh, actually opens his account with that 3. Wyndham looking to go through their set. Black pulls it out. Ball reversal, swings. It's coming back. Faraday Bensley goes bang for 3 right in the face of Gippsland United defender. Reduces that lead to 8. Wyndham back in the zone. Brown drives, misses. Great defense there by Wyndham, who pushed the pace. Stavkovsky goes all the way. Winderlich says, no thank you, and blocks the ball out of bounds.
I was just checking Benny Barlow's stats for the night. Except for his 3 steals, he hasn't got much going for him, which surprised me. He's been quite influential, I feel.
He can have them games sometimes where he just doesn't trouble the statisticians, but has a very big influence in the game. It's Cotton for 3, misses everything but the backboard. Gippsland turn it around and go the opposite way. Washington's going to settle them into a half-court set. Goes into Winderlich, who fumbles it. Turns the ball over. Wyndham pushing it. Black drives, dishes. There's Benny Barlow as you speak.
Yep.
Probably will not get a stat for that little defensive play, but was definitely influential. Stopping probably what we would say is an easy 2 points for Wyndham.
Yep.
Black inbounds to Stavkovsky, who tries to wheel and deal. Can't get it done in the keyway. Dishes out. And it comes back into Miller, who jab steps to create some space. Misses. Brown grabs the rebound. Washington pushing it. Looks to go for 3. Pull up. No. Decides against it. Drives to the rack. Misses. A few taps there. Winderlich finally ends up with it. Back to Winderlich, who's able to drain it that time. Takes his total to 9 for the game and extends Gippsland back out to a 10-point lead. Cotton with the ball, trying to create some space, goes to Black. Faraday Bensley catches, looks, changes his mind, puts the ball on the floor. Black having a crack. Cotton releases the ball after the shot clock, unfortunately, so the referee waves away them points. Great defensive set there from Gippsland to restrict Wyndham to not having a shot within the shot clock period. Washington using his handles. Dishes to Brown, who shot fakes, gets his defender off the ground, puts it in for 2, extends the lead to 12. Faraday Bensley on the wing. Lots of dribbling, drives to the rack, Brown. And Brown says, not today, not today. And he joins in with the kids on the baseline saying, Bit of fun there the kids are having, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's nice to watch. We had a Miller chatting to the kids just before halftime, just before the halftime started again.
Wyndham inbounding. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Go to Miller, who dishes out. 8, 7, 6. Goes to Faraday Bensley, who's been pretty good from behind the arc. Misses that one. Gippsland push the floor. Washington out to Mohu, who shoots the 3 and misses. And here go Wyndham down the other end to Black. Into Miller.
Oh, Tankard.
Who is fouled, but makes the basket for the M1 play. Will Tankard checking into the game. We missed that one.
Gets his first foul along the way.
Yeah, checking in for his first minutes of championship men's basketball. Faraday, Bensley takes a seat. Neon checking in for Wyndham. Miller misses another one from the free throw line. Gippsland push the pace. Morhu with a bit of ball work as Brown drives to the rack. Draws the foul. And Neon probably off our screen here has got one to the face in contesting at the ring there. Hopefully he can wipe it away and return to the action fairly quickly.
Holding his nose. Hope he's all right.
Brown misses the first. Free throws have not been able to drop for both teams at all tonight. Makes the second, taking his account to 14, and do you know what? 10 rebounds as well. Double-double.
Nice.
Double-double already there for Brown tonight. Miller going to work. Throws it up. Nearly drops it in. Black does the great work in the rebound, is able to scoop it up, put it in the basket, take the 2 points. Bit of body work there by the two forwards in the post. And cops his third personal foul. As we have a slight stoppage in play here while the referees look for a wet spot on the floor for our floor wipers to clean up tonight. Doing a great job down there, the young kids. Gippsland, 17 seconds on the shot clock here. Baseline ball, nice little set play. We'll see what they can come up with. See if we get a quick shot out of it or whether we slow into a half-court set. Plenty of time as the floor wipers clean up the mess at the alternative end baseline.
He just looked at the other floor wipers and said, "Where are you?"
Here come the other floor wipers, but no one has a towel. We got 5 floor wipers, 1 towel. Could even be 6 in there. Nah, definitely 5. Ten feet trying to wipe up some sweat with 1 towel.
2 people trying to control the towel.
Oh, here we go. Have a look at that. That's the action that we're focusing on at the moment, folks.
Oh, good on him.
Here we go. Great job, boys. Gippsland have had plenty of time to work out what they're going to do out of this baseline play.
Nice little applause from the crowd for the boys too. Good on him.
Tankard drives. Dishes to Barlow. Here we go. First assist in champion men's basketball for Tankard there with Barlow. Nice little 2 points. Takes his account to 4 points for the game. As Gippsland bring the pressure once again. Black steady in the ship. Stavkovsky at the top. We've got some off-ball action. The referee's gone. That's illegal. Foul called on Tankard. Baseline ball for Wyndham. .14 seconds on the shot clock. Dish out to Black. Looks like Gippsland have dropped into some type of zone. Out to Cotton for 3. He misses. Barlow with the rebound. Looking for support. No one around. Dishes ahead to Morhu, who goes back to Barlow, who pulls up for 3.
Oh.
Misses. Morhu chases down another rebound. Barlow goes to Morhu. Morhu puts it on the deck this time and drives. Nice little dish to Barlow, who gets his 6 points for the game. Stavkovsky bringing it up for Wyndham. Once again, over to Neen. Nice little on-ball action there. Neen gets the easy basket, lays it in. Score is 53-42. 3 minutes 46 remaining here in the third period. Washington with a step back. Goes into Brown.
Oh, nice.
Who catches, casually dribbles and goes, I'm going to shoot this one. Thank you.
Makes him our lead scorer. He's on 16.
That's Miller for 3. Whack. Gippsland a little bit confused in their defence right there. Not sure if they're playing man-to-man, not sure if they're playing zone. So see if they can fix that up on the next possession. As Washington dribbles, pulls it up, looks at his option, no good. Tankard for 3. Oh, it rims out. Barlow clearing tap. Morhu recovers. Goes to Washington for 3.
Nice.
Who chases it as if it's going to miss, but it drops. Obviously didn't seem too happy with it out of the hand that he followed it up for a rebound. As Black drives to the rack. Rims out, unfortunately. Cotton with the rebound. Puts it back up for 2. 58-47. Morhu using his dribble skills. Off to Barlow, which goes to Washington for 3. Misses on this attempt. Cotton grabs it, pushes the floor. Wyndham, fast basketball. Unfortunately misses. Black with the rebound. He goes back up and draws the foul on Washington. That is likely to be his third. It sure is.
Off he goes.
As Washington and Brown both check out of the game.
Winderlich and Burkett back on.
Black makes the first one from the charity strike. Misses the second. Morhu to steady the ship for Gippsland. 10-point game here, just over 2 minutes remaining in the third. Wyndham playing his own. Cross-court pass from Barlow to Morhu, who drives, top of the keyway, pulls up, spins around, misses. Wyndham recover the ball, pushing it to the other end. Cotton for 3, just touches the rim. Barlow grabs the rebound, pushes it up the other end, drives, misses. And Wyndham grabbed that rebound. This time Cotton grabs the ball, steadies the ship, slows the game down.
Barley looking rather frustrated.
Gippsland have transitioned back into a man-to-man defense. Black on the ball, 7-6. Cotton with it now, 5. Uses a crossover, drives through, receives contact from Burkick, draws the foul. Go to the line for 2 free throws, however, the foul was not called on Burkick, called on Morhu. As we have some subs happening for both teams. Nick Black checks out for a well-deserved rest. With 1 minute 17 remaining, just that extended break again for him. Cotton misses the first. Suar checked in. Cotton makes the second, and he's going to go for an extended break as well. As Koch checks in for him. Gippsland with 1 minute 17 remaining, bringing the ball down the floor. Definitely some ball movement happening. Winderlich fakes the pass, drives in. Little underarm hook shot. Makes that. Takes his account to 11. Extends Gippsland's lead to 11. Suar with the ball to Stevkovsky. Gets an on-ball screen from Miller. Uses it to perfection. Drives past Burkick and lays it in for another 2. Takes his total to 8 for the game. Tankard to Evans, who goes into Burkick. Dishes it out to Tankard for 3.
Ooh.
Just can't find the bottom of the net. Burkick does a great job in grabbing the rebound. Winderlich drives. Back out to Tankard for 3.
Oh.
Misses again. Gippsland recover once again. We've got 10 seconds more. Who goes? Let's settle it down. Last shot. 6, 5. More who drives. Floats it up.
Nice.
Bang. Makes it. And there it is. That's the end of the quarter. Gippsland go in. 11-point lead. 62-51. We'll be back shortly with a recap and the fourth quarter. Seconds left of this three-quarter time break as our players get ready to re-enter the court. It's Gippsland United 62, Wyndham 51. 11 points is the difference here heading into the fourth, and it's been a bit of a fast-paced game, but it's also been an erratic game. Both teams have had their share of turnovers, that's for sure, and both teams have been struggling from both the field and the free throw line, so nothing is free this game.
The free throw line's interesting. We're usually really good on the free throw line.
We've got Gippsland shooting 58% and Wyndham shooting 38%, so definitely not high numbers at all as Wyndham receive the ball to start this fourth and final period.
Had our floor wipers back out again over the quarter break. Checking their craft.
Stevkoski to Koch, who goes to Sewer, shoots the 3 and misses. Barlow bringing it up. Into Burkick, who drives, spins. Like he's been fouled. No, that's not the case. Referees say Wyndham ball. Gippsland to bring that full court pressure once again, led by Benny Barlow. Stevkoski to Sewer on the wing. Looking to try and go into Miller. That's not available. Goes to Stevkoski instead, who misses the 3. Koch with the rebound drives. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Stevkoski into Nian, who dumps it in for 2 with a nice little baby hook. Tankard on the wing, back to Barlow. Across to Evans, who goes into Burkick, who fires it out to Tankard. Into Winderlich, spins, throws it up with a right-hand hook. Unfortunately, he can't get it to drop. Wyndham somewhat pushed the floor, trying to not have Gippsland set up their defence and provide that full court pressure.
Both of our coaches getting really vocal on the sidelines.
Miller in the post, spins, fades away, misses. Nian grabs a great rebound, clearing tap. Miller drives and shoots over Burkitt for 2. Cuts the lead back to 7. 14 left on the shot clock for Gippsland. It's in Captain Benny Barlow's hands, who goes into Burkitt, who spins, drives, misses. Barlow with the tip in for 2.
Good old Benny Barlow.
You spoke about him not appearing on the stat sheet. Well, he is now. He's got 8 points. As Wyndham, Koch, doing a lot of dribbling, a lot of spinning. Out to Miller. Out to Stavkovsky, who goes to Miller. 4 on the shot clock. Someone's got to shoot it. Koch steps back for 3. Misses. Front iron. Gippsland grab it. Push the floor. And then they slow it down in Benny Barlow's hands to Tankard, who lets it fly for 3. And there it is. Will Tankard opens his account for 3. He's had enough shots from out there, that's for sure.
About time one dropped. Good on him.
Wyndham called for an offensive foul on the screen off the ball. It's gone to Nian. That's likely to be his 4th. As we have some subs occurring for Wyndham. Yes, that is his 4th. Koch and Nian checking out.
Washington's come on after having a bit of a chat to Scott on the sidelines.
Barlow bringing it up. 12-point game. Handoff from Burkitt to Evans. He drives through the top. Misses. Benny Barlow's there, putting on the pressure. Sewer gets out of there with a foul. Drawn. Washington sticking his hands in there. 4th personal for Washington. Be interested to see if Coach Scott McKenzie keeps him in the game.
Yeah.
It's not looking that way. Morehu coming to the sub chairs. Black at the top into Miller. Miller observing. Back out to Black. Back to Miller for 3. Whack. Drops the margin back to 9 points. Wyndham still have that sniff.
Stephen O'Brien's getting chatty on the bench too.
Washington with the ball in his hands into Burkitt, who goes to work on Miller. Just can't put the ball in the hoop. Similar to the Wyndham story in the first half. Faraday Bensley settles it up. It gets the ball into Black's hands, who passes to Miller. Hits the shot from just on the edge of the keyway. 7 points now. Wyndham would like another stop. See what they can come up with. Washington with the ball in his hand. Off to captain Benny Barlow for 3. Bam. Takes his account to 11 points.
And all of a sudden he's in the top scorers. Look at him go.
Pushes the lead back out to that 10 points. Miller, who shoots the 3, potentially fouled in the motion. However, the referees say no foul. Gippsland ball. As we have some subs occurring with Burkitt and Evans checking out for Gippsland. Sewer also checked out for Wyndham as our floor wipers join the court again to clean up the wet spot.
I think we need to buy these poor guys some more towels.
And we get another lot of floor wipers coming out. 5 minutes, 23 remaining here tonight. Championship men's Big V basketball.
Wyndham taking the chance to have a quick chat.
Anzac Day hoops right here in Traralgon. Wyndham had a bit of momentum just then and got the lead back to 7 points. Captain Benny Barlow then just goes whack from the 3-point line to push it back out to 10, and here we are. Wyndham just haven't been able to put the score on the board, and Miller is doing everything he can, though. 25 points. He's having a wonderful night, shooting at 43% from the field. As we're back, Washington bringing the ball up for Gippsland. He drives through the little gap, puts it up, misses. Wyndham chasing the rebounds. 26 defensive rebounds tonight for Wyndham. Stevkoski on the wing, looking to go into Miller. Here he goes. Against Winderlich, jab, shot fake, drive, bodied up, no foul. Gippsland going the opposite way to Winderlich. Out to Morhu, to Benny Barlow. Drives. Up against Black. Black puts enough pressure on. Disrupts the shot. Benny Barlow receives the foul in the rebounding action. That's his second. Four minutes, 42 remaining here. 10-point lead to Gippsland United. Black into Miller, who goes for the reverse, misses. Washington pushing it hard up the floor, settles on the wing, goes into Brown. Brown looking to absorb the contact, wasn't there. Washington back into Brown to Winderlich across the key. Barlow underneath. Great find there by Winderlich. Extends the lead to 12. Faradale Bensley. Nice little shot there. Brings the margin back to 10, and Coach Scott McKenzie goes, you know what? Let's have a break. Let's have a chat. Both coaches wanted a timeout. Coach Stewart tried to get one on the last shot. 4 minutes, 3 seconds remaining here. Both coaches wanting to have a chat, wanting to finalise the plans for the next few minutes.
It's going to be a good next 4 minutes. 10-point difference, fast pace. I'm excited.
Miller's leading the way for Wyndham with 25 points. Faradale Bensley is also contributing with 11. We look across to Gippsland United. We've got Washington with 18, Brown with 16. Barlow now into the equation with 13, followed by Winderlich with 11.
Some of the floor wipers putting on a show for us.
Both teams now shooting around that 40% mark from the field goals. 2 points, they're both shooting 51% and 48%. So we don't want to look at the 3-point percentage because that's going to be quite low.
Yeah.
Lots of attempts, that's for sure. That's 20. That is 50. We've had over 50 3-point attempts in tonight's game.
Jeez.
Which is a lot. Both teams, well, Wyndham shooting 24. Gippsland shooting 27 as we return to action. Morhu got a little bit of a trap ahead of him. Holds out. Gets it over. Steadies the ship. Top of the keyway. Asking for movement. Gets the ball to Washington, who looks to drive. Pulls up. Goes into Brown, who steps back for two. Nice little fadeaway there by Brown. Extending that lead back out to 12 as Wyndham bring it, looking to attack the rim.
Oy.
That's Black, driving hard. Receives a contact at the ring, no foul. Gippsland head down the court. Skip pass from Benny Barlow to Washington for three. This could hurt. Oh! In and out. In and out. That drop, that would have hurt Wyndham significantly. Black driving hard again. Similar contact to last time, and this time we have a foul. Foul there called on Ben Barlow. That'll be his fourth. My apologies, his third. Score table officials were quick to put that on the board for us. As Black to the line for two. Makes the first. Makes the second. as you would have seen on screen just before, shooting at a handy 67% free throws after the first one. So only gone up from then, hit the second one. Morhu at the elbow, dishes out. Washington into Brown, who goes downhill. Spins, turns, misses, short. Winderlich grabs the rebound, puts it up. Can't get it to fall. Coach Stewart telling them to push it. That's Cotton for three. Doesn't drop. Referee says Gippsland ball. However, Miller does not agree. Referees are going to have a chat.
Bryce Brown was very happy with that call. Oi!
And the call is going to be overturned. Gippsland crowd not happy.
Neither Scott McKenzie, look at him.
Timeout called by Wyndham. 2 minutes 45 remaining. 10 points is the difference. Wyndham will be grateful they have the ball.
Yeah.
They want to get this deficit under double digits. They've got it back to 7. Haven't got anything under that. Be drawing a nice little play here to make sure they can be accountable and hopefully walk away with some points off this set play. As Coach Scott McKenzie will be trying to re-rally the troops. Forget that decision. Move on. And let's get a stop. Not many stops left in the game for Gippsland. And they'll be able to walk out of their home court with another W.
Much needed W as well.
As we have our players return to the floor. It's going to be Wyndham ball on the baseline. Call overturned. Black is going to be responsible for the inbound. Faraday-Bensley to Stevkowski. Back in to Faraday-Bensley, who drives baseline, spins, puts it up. 2 points. Takes his account to 13 for the night. As they settle into a little half-court trap. Dropping back into the zone. Barlow to Washington for three. Misses. Wyndham pushing the ball. Black to Miller, who gets the fast break dunk. The referee blows his whistle, telling Miller to settle down. Gippsland move the ball over. We are at a 6-point ball game. 2 great stops there by Wyndham. Definitely gets them back in it. Winderlich with the ball on the elbow, top of the keyway. Drives, uses his body quite well. Moves Miller out of the way and takes the 2 points. 8-point lead.
I think our floor wipers have realised they're on camera.
Black drives, misses. It's an awkward play. And that's Washington on the ground. Not in a good way. Foul called on Black. He's personal. Washington is not in a very good way at all. Heavy contact on that play.
Gippsland holding their breath. We've already lost one import to an injury this season.
We'll have a little short break in play here for sure as we check on Washington. And at the same time, our floor wipers will prepare to clean the floor. Not sure if it's something simple as a corky or whether it might be something more serious here. He looks to be in a lot of pain.
Hope it's simple, so that he doesn't, have a massive injury that he has to recover from.
Bounces up, so that's looking reasonable. Little limp off the court. Let's hope he can return to the action tonight. Nothing too serious.
Hope he's all right.
Great sportsmanship there by Nick Black, coming up, trying to help him up, making sure he was okay.
Scott McKenzie said thank you as he walked off. Always lovely.
Great respect showed by both teams, which is what we want to see. We've got 1 minute 42 remaining on the clock. Gippsland United with an 8-point lead with the ball. Lots of pressure coming from Wyndham. First time we've seen this tonight in the front court. Gippsland nearly turned the ball over. He can't find his feet. Whoa. Couldn't find his feet, couldn't juggle the ball, and unfortunately...
Good hustle, though. Stayed with the ball.
It goes out of bounds. We have a timeout called on the floor. Timeout called by Wyndham. Be interesting to see if they advance the ball here with 1 minute 32 remaining, or whether they keep it in their front court, back court. Wyndham have definitely brought the pressure the last couple of minutes, and Gippsland have felt it, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
We've got 8-point lead for Gippsland. They're trying to do whatever they can to hold on.
Then we're forced to make those dodgy passes that lead to turnovers like we just saw.
Wyndham got a great opportunity here with the ball. As our floor wipers have noticed the camera, and they're starting to give us a wave.
Checking themselves on the phone just in case. Having a great time.
30 seconds, boys, and you'll be hearing it and seeing it. As we have our players return to the floor, Wyndham advancing the ball. 76 plays 68. 8-point lead to Gippsland. What can Wyndham come up with right now? Stevkoski to Black with a little handoff. That's Faradale Bensley fouled. Basket cancelled. Foul there on Brown. He's second. Team fourth. Wyndham now going to the line for any foul, which is a big thing for Wyndham. If they can get cheap points at the free throw line with no time coming off the clock, that's a big win. As Black pulls up for three. Misses, unfortunately. Burkick with the rebound. Pressure from Wyndham. Clumsy play there. Sees a foul drawn.
Here we go again with our floor wipers.
Bensley receives the foul. Third Wyndham foul. Floor wipers cleaning the floor again.
Doing a great job.
1 minute 17 remaining in venue. Gippsland with the floor. Here we go. Benny Barlow with the ball. Pressure coming from Wyndham. Full court. Morhu to try and bring it up. Avoid the trap. Does well. Goes to Brown, who holds on to it and goes back to Morhu. Time coming off the clock. Wyndham can't foul now. They need to play out the set. Gippsland need a score. Morhu uses the screen. Turns the ball over. Great defense from Wyndham as Black drives to the rack. Reverse. Layup goes. Gippsland get it in. Run to Burkick up the other end. And he falls over. Gets back up.
Jeez.
As we have a foul called.
All of a sudden it's a 6-point game.
On Black. That'll be his fourth. Four team fouls to Wyndham now, so both teams in the bonus. 44 seconds remaining. 6-point game. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Gippsland. Gippsland moved the ball around quite well, taking some time off the clock. Wyndham can't foul now, this deep. Can't foul this deep. Morhu drives off to Brown, who finishes, misses. Barlow with the rebound, tip in, made. 8-point lead. Wyndham pushing the ball. Black off to Miller, who needs to move it on. Black driving. Finishes with a layup. 15 seconds on the clock. 6-point game. Coach Scott McKenzie calls timeout.
Last shot brought Benny Barlow to 15.
Let's settle things down. Wyndham going into this timeout will be setting up their play for the next shot, but also trying to work out what they're doing on this defensive set. They have to foul. Time's running out. Gippsland don't want to turn the ball over.
No.
9 turnovers for the game for Gippsland. They've done well to keep it under double digits. But anything's possible in this game at the moment.
Yeah. What a fun last quarter to wrap out the day.
Definitely been a competitive last quarter here in Traralgon. Championship men's Big V basketball on Anzac Day. Anzac Day hoops. The Anzac spirit has definitely been shown in today's game. As we wait for both teams to return to the court. See if Gippsland want to advance the ball or whether they're going to hold back. Wyndham bringing out their A-game, bringing out their guns. Gippsland going to advance the ball. Score table side. Interesting that no one is on broadcast side of the court. They might get one over the back here. No, they won't. Oh, Winderlich. Nice little play. Misses.
Oh, no.
Miller with the rebound. Here we go. 10 seconds to go. Black drives. Stevkoski for 3. Misses. No foul called.
Oh, my gosh.
Faradale Bensley steps out of bounds during that rebound. 3 seconds remaining. 6 points. Unfortunately, Wyndham going to come into Traralgon and not be able to get this victory.
What a fight they put
there
up.
There it is. Inbound to Morhu, who dribbles it out. Gippsland win this game 78-72. What a great game for Anzac Day hoops here in Traralgon.
Next, we're up against RMIT, our fierce rivals.
Fierce rivals, definitely. What a great game, though.
Great game.
We've got Brown and Washington for Gippsland, both finishing with 18 points.
And we'll see Barlow and Burkek against the under-18 Chinese team on Tuesday.
We certainly will. We forgot to touch base on that. Big V select team going up against the Chinese under-18 team. Courtside.
Tried getting tickets. I couldn't. They're all sold out.
Sold out. Congratulations to Matt Burkick and Benny Barlow for being selected in that team. As Gippsland gather together as a team, centre court. Good victory tonight.
Much needed. Hopefully gives us a little bit of a boost against RMIT next week.
Bryce Brown finishing with a double-double.
Good on him. Washington's upstanding. Hopefully that injury was just a corky.
That's a good thing to see. We'll quickly have a look through the big Wyndham team. Miller led the way there with 27 points. Black contributed with 14 in the end, which was great to see.
Had a very big last quarter, Black.
Faradale Bensley finishing with 13.
Oh, Miller's out there signing some socks. Good on him.
So it's good to see. Good to see the opposition signing some autographs there. As Gippsland say thank you to their crowd. As you might be able to hear, we have an Anzac Award being given tonight.
Oh, nice.
Which has been awarded to Joel Winderlick. So congratulations to Joel receiving that Anzac Day award.
Some of his biggest fans were in the stands today, so it'll be nice for them to watch him get awarded with the medal.
Sure will be great to see. As we look to sign off here in Gippsland. Gippsland get the win on their home floor and continue to not drop a game at home. Gippsland 78, Wyndham 72. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And we'll see you next time here from Gippsland.
Absolutely.